it out. I'm gonna start recording.
Yep.
Okay, recording started. Can you hop in a training range for like 5 seconds just to make sure that the stream's okay? It looks fine so far, but
Yeah.
just
I
want
already did my
to make sure.
warm-up games, so that way I don't have to like waste any time with that.
I'm a one-man apocalypse.
Looks a little framey on my end, but I don't know how it is for you.
It's a little bit stuttery, but it should be fine. And are you sure that did you click stream Overwatch or did you click screen share?
I think it's on screen share.
Oh, okay. Can you exit out of this real quick? I'll just walk you through the whole part. So you're gonna click turn on screen share, but it's gonna give you options, and you should press stream Overwatch if that's an option.
I think that's what I did the last time. I think it's might just be my
Okay.
internet being a little framey today.
Okay. Well, this looks fine enough to work with, so you probably hop into queue.
Okay. I'll just close all the stuff I've got. Like if anything is open in the background, but I shouldn't have anything that's gonna like really drag it down too much.
Okay. So, how has it been going since we last spoke?
Oh, pretty good actually. I've been playing like a little more aggressive with like Reinhardt, like focusing less on keeping like a shield up and more like and just kind of dealing damage and then making sure like kind of move with my swings, so to speak. I've been having really good luck on Zarya today, so hopefully that'll stay. And then just to let you know for next week, I will actually be out of town pretty much the whole week, and I won't be getting back until like Friday evening.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I've got to go to Central Texas for work, so it's a little bit of a haul.
You only have 2 current sessions ordered. Are you planning on ordering another one?
I think I did the bonus one. I got like a message on Fiverr, and it was like $6 for an extra session.
No, that was okay. It was $5 for session recording.
Oh,
So
okay.
that means that I'm recording. I don't know why it wouldn't give you the description of it, but that's meaning that I would record the session, upload the session to YouTube, and that way give you the link. That way you can go back and rewatch what we talked about if you need to do that.
Okay.
Whenever possible, attempt to focus down squishier targets than tanks, because with, like, for example, trying to shoot a Roadhog, it's going to be very difficult to actually kill him. Whereas if you shoot a Mercy,
Yeah.
she's going to die a lot faster, so you can actually secure that pick much easier.
Ooh, block the shatter. Sorry about that. I'd have a little
It's
fun.
Okay, you've heard grab for a little bit now. Is be around the time we're looking to use one?
I was looking to see if I could combo with anyone, because I don't have enough damage on my own to team wipe.
Okay. Make sure that you're paying attention to kill feed. When you're up 4 people, it's probably
Oh, yeah.
probably not a situation where grab's gonna be needed, or any ultimate for that matter is gonna be needed. So that means that now you don't have grab for the next fight you go into. Okay,
Yeah, hopefully I can build it fairly quickly.
you as Zarya probably shouldn't be pushing cart, because you want to be keeping your energy levels up, farming your next grab. You want to have kind of a support sitting on cart so that you can be up in the fight. Remember, right click is to finish off kills, because it's going to do a lot more burst damage. So instead of just left clicking, make sure to add in the right click when you're trying to finish the target off, because then they'll get bursted down faster. You'll guarantee the kill. Very good with your bubbles this game in general. One thing is just probably focus a little bit more on squishies when they jump across your path, because a lot of the time, sometimes they'll just kind of run past you and you won't even look at them because you're focusing on something that has more health, when you kind of want to have a target priority. So like, what's the best thing to be killing right now based off what's the easiest to kill, who can I get away with killing, that type of thing. Nice grab. Maybe throw it a little bit behind them and you might have gotten the soldier, because remember, you always want to throw it in the middle of the group. And I'll target in a second. Yeah. So if you threw it behind them, then that means that they're walking into it, and then it also means that it's more in the middle of them rather than you kind of leaned it towards the right, which meant that you only got 2 of them in it, where you could have gotten 3 in it. If you're, of course, I don't expect you to now because you're talking with me, but if you're in comms, you'd be talking with your Farah so that he can barrage into your grab.
Yeah. Ooh, luckily for me, that hook broke. Rein shield's broken, take him down.
So right there, where you got away with 1 HP, that would have been where right clicking is helpful, because it's gonna burst him down before he can get away. So when you're on that range with the soldier, when you're right in his face, you right click melee, because that means that you're getting a big burst of damage that can go up to like, I don't know the numbers exactly, but it's probably somewhere around like 80 to 100, because you're doing melee damage, which is 30 as on top of whatever the right click full charge damage is.
Okay.
Select your hero.
So that's just a big one, is that sometimes you're letting kills get away because you're not kind of using the right combos at the right time with your abilities. Very good bubbles that round. Just keep in mind that because you don't have a main tank, like your bubbles and your defense matrix on Diva are going to be your biggest forms of tanking, and you need to use them wisely. So
Would
might
you
want to
recommend
use
playing
it.
like a shield-based tank with this current comp, or stick with Zarya because her grab kind of combos with the two of them pretty well?
So, because of the fact that you have a ball, which ball's not the best pick here on attack, I would have said Ryan probably would have been the best pick. But right now, since you have a ball, Zarya, it's okay. Um, Diva, Diva would probably be the better pick with ball than Zarya. Ryan would be okay with ball. Zarya's okay with ball.
And we'll see how it goes. If necessary, I can always swap back. I'm not bad at Diva.
Okay, well,
Most of my best heroes are the tanks, and then weirdly enough, like McCree Doomfist, I'm really good with.
mm, well, Diva's
But I
meta
just
right now, so she might be a very good hero to start picking up and playing more regularly because she's gonna be applicable in a lot of scenarios.
Mhm. Now, what made her go back into meta before? Is it her new movement buff?
Yep, that's a big part of it. Is the movement, her being able to be everywhere at once, and then all the other tanks just got nerfed too.
So their attackers, they have two shields and we're defending a phone.
Okay, first off, remember that.
You don't get it. You don't know the meta.
Get him?
So just remember that since you don't have a shield, you can't really play tanking up in the front line. You can't play face tank, and even if you do have shields, you don't play like that. You want to kind of be on the sides of fights, up on high grounds, that type of thing. And I'll talk again in a second. Yeah, the other thing is you don't want to hard hold down right click. You really only don't want to use it for abilities or big spam damage. So whenever you're going up against a comp, you kind of think about the abilities that you can be eating. So it's gonna be Fire Strike, more Orb, Oricipal. Just think about those abilities, Soldier Helix, and then try to only use your DM for those. And then of course Soldier Visor. Think like when Reaper when he's ulting as well. That's gonna be another big one. Yeah, so right now you're kind of getting rolled over when you're on the Bald Diva because this is such a low rank. That probably might not be the best strat because you're not coordinated. So Ryan probably would be the best here because of the fact that he's actually shield. So
Thank you.
Yeah, Ball is like the only tank like I just don't touch because I'm just really bad at like his movement style. I just kind of get a little tied up in the like, oh, you need to be doing all of this, that I forget to like push certain keys. So
right, so big thing there was even though your ball was distracting them all on point, you still walked up very slowly while holding your shield. So you kind of need to evaluate when you can take space and when you can. There, that would you went super slowly and you took home just spam on your shield, which probably wasn't necessary when you could have just walked straight in because your ball was distracting them.
Fucking lag.
Okay, you can't keep backing up because when you keep doing that, you have to kind of evaluate, are you gonna be able to get out or not? And in that situation, you obviously can't get out, which means that now that means that you only have one fight and you only have one life. So a lot of the time, you kind of need to think to yourself, can I do this? Can I do that? If you also need to think about like how many fights can you get in, because that's very important on this. So for example, on that last point, as if your team holds the first corner, so when they're coming through, there's kind of two it's like an S, so it kind of has two curves in it. If you can hold the first corner, then that means that if they kill you, and they team wipe you, you have one more team fight. So your whole team can be together for another fight. But if you don't hold there and you hold second corner, then you only have one fight, which is what
Okay.
happened, and you also staggered yourself, which meant that your team couldn't regroup. Your team, you yourself couldn't stagger out. You had to rely on your teammates. Hold closer, try to die slower, or sorry, die faster if you know you can't get out. That type of thing.
No. With this skills, not.
Instead of bubbling ball right there, try to bubble him when he's slamming in, because that can be more tanking for when he actually needs it.
Yeah.
Okay, be paying attention to the flow of the fight, because there you overstayed your welcome when you're down 2 people. And then that means that you're very close to losing all of your energy. So when you're
Yeah.
down people, back up so that you're not getting killed. Better teams will kill you faster, which will mean that you're gonna lose that 100 energy. Other thing you want to be thinking about is their team composition. So because you're running, you all have tanks in the front line, and they have to double shield, you might be much better off flanking than trying to mow down 2 shields. You have
I thought I
bubble
just
up.
bubble up.
Yep, you
I
have
thought I
bubble up.
did. Yeah.
Perseverance is the key.
Yep. There was nothing to do on that one.
Okay, so yeah, the biggest thing I'd say on besides that last stall fight was you're attempting to play from the front line, which means when you don't have shields, you're gonna be soaking up all the damage, and they have a Junkrat spamming. They also have 2 shields, so you're essentially trying to win a spam war when they have the incredible advantage with 2 shields and a Junkrat, and you don't have 2 shields and spam damage. So that's gonna mean that you are literally doing nothing for however long you're spamming shields. So instead, you should be looking to off-angle shields. So you're trying to get around the shields by going through hotel. You could go to the right. You
No, we
can go
don't
up to
need
high
better
ground.
friends. We need better
Um,
skills, but you guys don't do that.
If you went up to high ground, then that meant you could have spammed them from above, but you kind of stayed in the front the whole
Maybe
time.
we can bring to
So
Mora.
the biggest thing you need to be thinking about
This way we can
right now is team compositions. What do I do with the team comp that we're running, and what do I do with the team comp that they're running? Because you're gonna change your playstyle based off of those. And then also make sure, like a kind of common theme was you weren't paying attention to the flow of fights. Make sure you're paying attention to kill feed, and you're seeing, are we winning the fight, are we losing the fight? You can also just look around you and see, do I see dead teammate signs? Do I see enemies dying? Just make sure you're not tunnel visioning, you're being aware.
Yeah.
Remember, right now you should be spamming Fire Strike. You can even, right off the bat, throw Fire Strike at the doorway when it opens up. That way you
can do a Widow, because I saw her sitting up top.
Alright, yeah. Alright, so
Yeah, I wasn't watching the kill feed. I realized that.
no, I mean in that last fight that was fine because like it's in defense. You can't really do
Go
anything but
anywhere.
being down people. It's not like if you had the next 3 points, then yeah, you could have backed up something like that. But when you can't give up a tick, you can't really back up. Big thing
Yeah.
there, I think though, was like just kind of you don't have to be the one who aggresses in that fight, especially if you're running a ball,
Mhm.
and you don't have
Well,
another tank with you.
I felt like I had to kind of because he just wasn't being very aggressive. He was just kind of spinning around on point, not slamming or anything. And I'm like,
But
okay.
it's fine to swing. But what I'm saying is you don't have to walk forward to swing. Let them walk forward, and
Mhm.
then you walk into them because that means that what you're doing is without a speed boost, which I don't think you're. What supports did you have there?
I
Mercy,
think we
Moira.
had. I think so.
You don't have speed boost, and you're slowly walking towards them, and then when you get low, you're slowly walking backwards, which is meaning that you're spending resources that you don't have.
Mhm.
So instead, you just kind of hold positioning, let them walk into you. You have more of a spammy or brawly or whatever comp than they have because you're on the ball and you're on the Pharah, so you kind of want to play at a poke range. You want to poke, and you just kind of ran at them, which is
Okay.
okay in certain compositions and in certain scenarios, but that's not probably okay with the comp that you are running or the comp that you're running up against.
Yeah, I was trying to just. I feel like I needed to like make up a little bit for like our other tank because like he just wasn't doing anything. I wasn't paying like hard attention to the kill feed, but I didn't really see him doing too much. I feel like he was just kind of like spinning around on point, running through them, and then not getting picks. I didn't see him slam at all on that second point or on that last round there.
I mean, you don't. The only thing is, you don't make up for other people not doing things by making bad decisions. You have to make very good decisions to make up. You kind of have to outplay, not. But you overextending probably isn't the best idea.
Yeah.
So paying attention to kill feed, we got a pick. We should be looking
Yep.
to play more aggressive right now. We got 2 picks. We push forward.
Get back right.
Did you know that that was an Ana that you were turning in on?
No, I did not.
Alright.
I saw someone run in there, and I'm like, oh hey, free pick.
Go Linus. Halo.
So when you saw that the McCree was on alone on point, you should run at him. Ryan beats McCree in that 1v1. So you instead let him get away, which allowed him to get back to his team, and that meant that Ryan could him could gang up on you, which is how you died.
Creep behind us again.
Oh my god, all the stuns.
Okay, watch your health. You were at 75 HP and you're trying to swing on people. That's gonna mean that you're gonna die. So just make sure you're paying attention to that. That's very good that you were shielding the sleeping target. Just make sure that I think that you left a little or before they woke up, and there's a widow up on the high ground still.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Whenever you see a Ryan pinning into your team, countercharge him, so pin into him, and then you both get knocked on the ground. But if they're on your side of the fight, then that means that your team can clean up and finish him off faster than their team can. Okay, you're under 100 HP in purple isn't the time that you should be swinging. The fight was probably already lost at that point, but just if you're trying to stay alive, then probably don't shield up. I said don't shield up. Probably shield up.
We can just get on. Nope.
Okay, if you're paying attention to the timer and you know that you have to touch, probably swap to Wrecking Ball because that means that you're gonna be getting back the fastest. Even if you're not confident in your movement on him, it's Wrecking Ball's a good hero to pick up, especially if you're using it to stall out fights. Ryan, if you're trying to for stall purposes, Ryan's a good pick if you're trying to stall fights that you have a close spawn to, because you have pick potential by just pinning on the point. If you're trying to stall onto somewhere that's far away, you pick Ball or Diva because you have very fast mobility. You can get there faster.
Together we are strong.
I don't think that their DPS were Smurfs. I think our DPS were just not doing that good. But I'm not gonna say anything in like team chat. No point in flaming them.
I mean, they had somebody named Shadowburn, and they're both level 0, so probably Smurfs.
Well, you got him somewhere.
I don't know, I kind of wish Blizzard would do more of like a stance against nerfing because like I'm not a fantastic player, but like it definitely makes it a lot harder to get out of gold when you get games like these every like 4 or 5 games. Because you lose a lot more SR than you gain like in a match or two. Because I mean, you openly have a lot of like big streamers like will be like, oh yeah, here's my Smurf account, let's go play in some gold, haha, funny, like, but like doesn't seem like nothing like gets done about it. What the fuck are they all doing over there? I'm pretty sure they're just throwing the match at this point. It's actually a decent rollout too. Oh well.
Yeah, unfortunate. Okay, so I am going to.
I want to see
share real
this.
quick.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
All right, so I think last time we talked about adjusting your camera angle to hit more things as when you're swinging with Ryan. But there's also something else that I'm noticing you're doing a lot, which is also going to affect your gameplay. So a lot of the time, you're looking at the ground while you're walking around. So you'll walk around like this, and with your crosshair to the ground, which means that when you go for fire strikes, that means that you come out like this. You have to look up real quick. which is going to make it harder to hit the fire strike. It's going to limit visibility. If we're looking down like this, then that means if we can't see high ground right now, whereas if we're going like this, we can see high ground, so you're going to limit your visibility if you're looking down. The other thing it does is if we look at this spot, we find our kind of max swing range here. So this is the max swing range, but if we look up, now we can't hit them. So looking down is also going to mean that you have less swing range on them. So can't hit. Oh, why is it not working now? The heck?
I get what you're saying though.
Yep,
Is don't
so
hold the
don't-
low
yeah.
angle.
Don't keep your camera angle down because you're gonna have a whole bunch of disadvantages that come along with that. Besides that, I want to when you're swinging on things, I want to see your camera angle changing more. Drag your hammer with whatever way you're swinging.
Double.
That way you're hitting. You can swing it to hit more people at once, and you can also, if you're swinging from the side like this, you're gonna have more range on your swing. A lot of the time, you just kind of stare at them, like this. You just kind of look at them, and then that's gonna mean that you're not doing as much. Besides that, sometimes you hold on to fire strike. When you have fire strike, you're doing a lot better, I think, this time. Of making sure you're getting it off. Just make sure that if you have full health, you don't have your ultimate, you're fire striking whenever you can. That's just basically it. You just want to be fire striking very frequently, whenever it's an option. I don't know if there's much techie, so I guess I can't really see because bots can't give me energy, but right click melee. You see how much health that's doing without any energy, and you know how much more damage it's gonna do when you do have
Yeah,
80 energy.
You'll have double damage at high energy.
I don't know if it's necessarily double, but it's still definitely a lot more. And that if you're doing that, but it's doing over half their health, then that means that that's what you want to do when they are at half health. So you shoot them, mow them down, and then you can finish them off like this.
Take the pain.
Okay.
And if they're far away, then you can finish them off by going like that. Okay, so I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think we might be able to hop into a game. Not necessarily thinking of anything else we can really go over. Yeah.
Okay, I'll fire up the queue then.
Welcome to Oasis. Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
Check. Eat ass, die fast.
Don't.
Which is
Now, do you have gameplay audio as well, or is it just screen share?
I have gameplay audio.
Okay.
Together we are strong.
Reinhardt, you better not be filling my daughter's head with stories. She hardly listens to them.
Is Torp still like good? He's always been good. I mean,
Since
like,
day one.
Now, because like I don't know, I haven't played this in a long time. I don't know if they updated them or not. Yes, he's still good. Okay.
I don't know about that.
See through the dragon.
Very nice with the right click melee there. You probably have done that a tad bit earlier. You kind of, over time, you'll get the sense of what health is right click melee health, and then you'll be able to finish off kills faster once you do know that.
Yeah,
also-
that'll just come with experience, I think.
It's also going to depend on what energy you're at and whatnot.
Is that a May? Oh god, I fucking hate them. At least bubble will help cleanse any of like the freezing.
Yes, it does. So there, you focus on right clicks a little too much, and you also weren't
walled
really
off,
you weren't really right clicking her exactly. You were right clicking too far forward, which meant she wasn't taking full damage. You also were pushed forward past your Reinhardt. You always want to be behind your Reinhardt, not in front of him.
We can
I've
get
done
some.
almost 500 healing, guys. That's cool.
They're coming right side. Okay, they got him.
I'm almost at 1,000 healing, guys.
Laura, how much are you at?
Probably like 3 or 4. I didn't really have to do any healing.
Knew that was coming.
So a lot of your bubbles for the past minute have been
Ineffective.
ineffective. You haven't been using them on things that are actually taking damage. So remember, tanks like your other Reinhardt is going to be the best target to bubble because he has a big hitbox. He's going to be taking the most damage. Besides that, make sure that what you're bubbling is taking damage because you didn't get the 50 energy until 3/4 through the fight.
Or no fade, look.
Okay, it's 99% and you have your ultimate. There's no reason to hold on to it. So it's just if you bubble that, or if you grab that monkey, then he dies faster.
You usually 2,000 heals.
Yeah, I didn't think we needed a single grab for the monkey, but since he's ulting, it probably would have been easier.
But there's also no reason to hold on to it because it's 99%. If you win that fight, you win. And grabbing the monkey who's jumping around denies him value, and it means that you can finish him off faster, which will mean that you'll be able to cap the point faster. So the point was less that he was ulting, more that he was really the only one on point in overtime.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I was holding it kind of concerned, like if something like a ball was going to come rushing onto point. Because I saw like, oh, he's at like a third to a half health. Like we should be able to take him down pretty easily.
I think that Mercy just sort of gave up.
I mean, what could she do?
I think sometimes you reload a little too much in fights, especially since you're on Zarya and you
Well,
have
starting to
100
pancakes.
ammo.
Mhm.
You should only really be reloading when kind of opportunity presents itself, when you're behind cover for extended periods of time. Sometimes whenever you
Yeah,
have
there's
the
not much I
opportunity
can
to
do
be shooting something,
that
you want to
fast.
take that opportunity because it means you're getting damage in, and you're getting ult charge from it. So if you have the opportunity to be shooting, be shooting.
We don't need to just stand in the choke.
So in that long 3-second period where you're trying to turn the corner, that's where you reload.
Go. How did Shadow get me? Hold on.
So try avoid trying to get too close to the Reinhardt, so close that you can't predict when he's
Disengage.
charging. So if you know that he has charge up and he didn't just use it, you have to be ready for your bubble, and staying at far enough away distance so that you can bubble if you need to. Click it a few times if people still aren't seeing you.
Oh, the dragon.
Okay, very good game. Good usage of
Fire.
your right clicks to finish off targets. I think I'd like to see you a little bit more liberal with your grab usage. A lot of the time you have grab and you do use it, but you use it kind of after the fight's been going on for 15 seconds, which is going to mean that you could have kept that point 15 seconds faster.
Yeah, GG.
I am gonna. Would you be interested in learning how to ult track?
Yes, it's something like I watch a lot of like pro players on YouTube, just like in my
Okay.
spare time for funsies and also to try and learn. And I'm not the best at ult tracking. Like I can kind of get a general sense of like if this person hasn't used it in a while, but
Alright, so the ult tracking will help you a lot when it comes to tanking, because it'll allow you to know what abilities you need to be ready to, like, so for Diva, it'll let you know what ability ultimates you need to be eating. With Ryan, if they have the enemy Ryan has Shatter, then if the Diva has Bomb, then it lets you know what you need to be shielding. As Zarya lets you know what you need to save bubbles for. So it's going to be really important. I'm streaming right now, or actually no, I'm not streaming. I am streaming now. I'm going to use this as the hero gallery as a substitute for tab, since I don't have access to tab right now. So
okay.
the top 6 here are going to be enemy team, bottom 6 are going to be your team. So first step to ult tracking is in between every single fight, you need to press tab. So even if you won the fight, if you lost the fight, if you're dead, you press tab and you check to see, and then you're going to use a process of elimination to guesstimate what the enemy team has for the next fight. So you're going to go left to right, and you're going to go, okay, last fight, I saw or heard them use Nano, Bob, and Baptiste ult. So they don't have those 3 ults. They
Okay.
just swapped from Soldier to Bastion, so that means that they don't have Bastion ult.
Okay.
I don't know if they had Brig or D.Va ult, so you ask your team, did they use Brig or D.Va ult, and this whole process should be said to your team. You say, did they use Brig or D.Va? And they say they use Brig ult, they use Rally. So you say, okay, the only ultimate that they have is Bomb. And that way, you can say, okay, that means Rein, you need to shield the bomb. If you're Zarya, you need to bubble the bomb, save bubbles for the bomb. If, let's say, for example, it's, I think we went over this a little bit. So if they have Grav and your Zarya, or your D.Va, that means that you need to be looking to eat the Grav. If they have Mail, you're going to look to eat the Mail. If they have Hanzo ult, Visor, anything that can be eaten. Let's see, is there any other Pulse Bomb, Barrage, Reaper ult? You're just gonna be thinking, if you know that they have it, you're gonna be watching them in the fight, and they're probably gonna be looking to use it. And a lot of the time, especially, it'll come with experience, but you'll be able to tell when they're about to use it, because they'll give off what's called tells. So, for example, like if Orion's going for, or Zarya's going for a bomb, sorry, if Zarya's going for a grab, she might walk in a straight line, look at the ground, and press Q. You as D.Va would be able to tell, oh, she's walking in a straight line, looking at the ground, about to into our team. That means she's about to grab. So you DM her. So anyways, ult tracking allows you to predict what they're going to have and then react to that accordingly. You can also tell your teammates what to do based on their ult. So if you know that, if you're just remind Ryan, say, okay, they have Shatter, make sure to block Shatter. They have Bomb, make sure to block Bomb. So the next step after this, this isn't part of ult tracking, but this is another good calm thing to know about, is ult management. So you want to be able to tell your team what ults to be using, because that's going to be very important so that you're not over ulting is the big one. Making sure that you're not ulting too much. And then comboing your ultimates and ults with abilities is going to be the second one. So let's say, for example, you have all 6 ults, and you don't want to use all 6. You don't want to use all 6 ults, because if you use 6 ultimates, that means next fight they're going to have more ultimates than you. So what you do is you say, okay, we're going to use pull May, and then more if we need to. So that way you're not using Mercy, McCree, or Pharah, or Orisa, and you're making sure that you're telling your Orisa and May to combo pull and May, so you can get more people in the Orisa or in the May freeze. You can do the same thing with other ultimates. So if you have Grav and Hanzo, you're gonna say, okay, we're gonna use Grav Strike here, Zarya, Hanzo. That way your Zarya is not grabbing when your Hanzo is dead. Your Hanzo is not throwing out Dragon without a Grav, and it's overall an effective combination because you called it out. If you didn't call it out, they might not be looking for it. And a few times when you were on Zarya, you had your ultimate, and you would throw it out there without calling to your team what you want to combo with it. So you'd have a fire barrage, and you just kind of toss it out there. Whereas what would be the most effective thing would be in the middle or in between fights. You would say, okay, we have Grav Barrage. I'll 3, 2, 1 when I'm about to grab, and then you barrage into it, okay? And then preferably they'd say, okay, sounds good, and then you'd go into the next fight. You'd say, okay, I'm looking for grab. 3, 2, 1, grabbing. And then the fire would go in and barrage it, and then you win the fight with only 2 ultimates, rather than using 4 ultimates, one after the other, because you're not planning it out. Okay, all of that makes sense?
Yes.
Okay, well then we have 9 minutes. I don't know if we can finish a comp game.
I could do a game of quick play instead. It'd be a little bit fast, probably.
Yeah, quick play probably good. I'm gonna have to, just to let you know, I'm gonna have to go directly at 8 because I have team practice afterwards.
Oh, not a problem. Yeah, if you need to dip early, you do you. Like, not a big deal to me. hopefully it won't take me too long to queue, but since I'm queuing on tank, it should be fairly quick.
So since we have the queue time, are there any questions that you have about anything we've gone over?
Not really. I think it's just like it's going to be internalizing a lot of it over time and just kind of making it into habit as I'm going through, rather than like trying to sit here and remember everything. Just kind of reading the notes and then practicing every so often.
Yep.
Only through conflict.
Use your left click a little bit more. You don't like, because it's kind of something that you can spam out after you've punched somebody. Just keep left clicking. You can do that between abilities that you're using. Oh, use one.
Yeah, I'm mainly just messing around here to kind of kill time in between the queue.
Yeah, I got that. I'm just adding in some coaching too because I'm trying to kill time.
Arriving.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Gibraltar.
Yeah, I kind of wish Winston was back in the meta. I remember when I first started playing, he was really, really good.
Winston would be okay on this map.
Yeah, because I was thinking of going Ryan, but I'm like the shield's only really going to be for me at this point. Like these two, he's not going to be on court. He'll probably be flanking around somewhere. So, but you know what? I haven't had gotten to play Hog in comp today. I had a pretty good game with him earlier.
Ooh, Hog. Okay.
Man apocalypse.
All systems operational. Diva, ready for combat.
Attack commences in 30 seconds. Good one.
If we wipe early, we can swap off to Zarya Rein. Okay, they got a Reinhardt.
Oh wait, do you mind leaving this game real quick?
Sure.
Alright, because I can already tell I have a lot of techie things to talk about with Roadhog. And this is probably gonna take up the rest of the time, including the end credit stuff. So, gonna stream in a second.
Okay.
Final Overwatch opens up. Okay. Okay, it's not giving me the option to show up.
I know I wasn't pre-firing my OS on that one.
You weren't? Okay, so did we talk about that last time? Because I didn't put that in the notes.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, okay. Okay, well then I might not actually have anything to talk about. Okay.
Oh.
Unfortunate. I didn't put that in the notes. Okay, I'll make sure to put that in the notes this time. Just so that you have that. Alright, well, oops. We already talked about that. Sorry, sometimes people just blend together.
Don't worry about it.
With who I've coached, what I've talked about with who.
You're probably coaching like, I'd say half a dozen people at any time.
Alright, well then, we have 4 minutes left. You can maybe try to get in a queue, and then I'll just talk about the end credit stuff while we're in queue. So I will have notes to you. I'll be writing down... Yeah, I'll be writing down notes, basically in between rounds while I'm in my team practice, so that might take a little bit longer to get the notes to you, so it'll probably be,
I'm not
30
doing
minutes,
anything
hour,
tonight, so
yeah.
don't worry about it. Like, take your time, man. If you gotta practice, go for it.
And then the recording, I'll get that to you probably sometime tonight. I couldn't imagine that it would be longer than that.
I mean, if you need to take time and upload it tomorrow, go for it. Like, I'm off of work for the next couple of days, so.
No, I can just have it going in the background. That's fine.
Victory is assured.
I'm just talking about the upload time. It'll take a couple hours to about to happen. So
I'm headed to 221B.
I have a love-hate relationship with mystery heroes.
as in you love the mode, but the mode hates you.
Yeah, as in we get comps like this in the enemy team is like double Bastion, Mercy, Moira, 2 shields. I'm like, this game is very, or this game mode I should say is very touchy. I never play Sim, so this will be fun.
Right off the bat, remember head like you're aiming head level or body level. You're not staring at the ground.
Yeah.
So remember that instead of just using DM on random intervals, be thinking of like look at team comp, think of abilities that you need to be eating. So you can press tab if you need to. They're on a Reinhardt, they have a Orisa, they have an Ana, they have an Ashe, so you're eating fire strikes, dynamites, nades, sleeps, pulls. Those are the things that you're going to be looking for. And then if you see a whole lot of damage or somebody needs the DM, so let's say your Forest barraging, your Kreese high nooning, your Ryan's about to die, like all those types of things, then you can use DM as well. It's just more situational than what you're kind of using it for, which will mean that you don't have it when you actually need it. There, you're kind of walking out into the open by yourself. Want to make sure that you're not just standing out in the open because then you're not taking spam damage.
Oh. I can make it up to the top platform. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hey, I got a text message. Okay, sorry about that.
Fun.
I'm trying to coordinate a Valentine's Day dinner tomorrow with my girlfriend, so getting all the times and everything set up is a little tricky.
Oh, good. I wasn't aware that gamers could have girlfriends.
I mean, I'm only a part-time gamer. I used to play a lot more when I was like in high school and college, but that was a long time ago.
It was a joke, obviously, but yeah.
Oh, I know.
Okay, so time's pretty much up. I will have those notes to you and the video to you as soon as possible. Very nice meeting you, and let me know if you ever have any questions. Just feel free to DM me any point in time. I'd be happy to answer them. And then I'll see you later. Bye.
Okay, see ya.
Bye.